BMW R1250GS. This is a low suspension with a standard comfort seat. Standover's pretty good. I've been riding it in the low front, low rear position, but I wanted to see about maybe lowering it just a little bit. Pretty good on my foot position, but just a little bit more would be helpful. I had tried the high front, low rear, which I didn't really feel like I needed a whole bunch. I really wasn't sliding forward like people talk about. But I did, when I tried that, just that little more in the front did make me a little less comfortable. So I was kind of like, man, if I could lower just a little bit more, maybe that would help. So Wunderlich sells a little seat height adjustment set, which is a little set of rubber bumpers that you can put on your front adjustment plate. They are offset, so you can either adjust the seat 10 millimeters higher or rotate them down like this and run the seat 10 millimeters lower. So I just got these. They just showed up in the mail today. I wanted to take some measurements on the seat and then install it and remeasure the seat. So I'll do that right now so we can kind of get a before and after of what we got going on here. So I'm on the center stand and we'll just try to get us a measurement here. Let's wait. Set the phone down for just a moment. Okay, so seat height. I would say on the center stand. Now this is center stand, keep in mind. This is not side stand, this is center stand. On the center stand, like it sits, and we'll try to, I guess we'll try to put this the measuring tape right back in the exact same spot so we can kind of tell, but I got 34, roughly, 34. I think we're pretty level with the tape measure. So we'll just try that and see how that looks. So I'm gonna set the tape measure in the exact same position so that when we measure, all right, so take the seat off. Seat comes off, standard. So here's our plate. All right, so I took the plate off. Actually not certain the plate needed to come off. Might be able to just pull the bumpers off. Oh, well, yeah. There's definitely no engineering on those. They just pull right off. Whoops. Okay, so I took the plate off. I had it in a low setting. You just pull these bumpers off. They just come right off the end here. And we'll install our Wonderlich bumpers, which it looks like the bumpers butt up against the plate. There is a little ridge. I guess that ridge is just kind of keep your bumper in place. It'll focus, there we go. So anyway, so I'm just gonna put these on here. So low position, we should do the offset down. So instead of the original bumper, let me just show you that real quick. I don't think I showed that. So original bumper, you can see how it's kind of up, above, and below. It is centered. When you put on the Wonderlich and what should be the low position, you can see how it drops it. So we'll just line those up, make sure they're the same on both sides. We're gonna reinstall the plate, low, pow. Put the front back up. Alrighty, fast forward, we have reinstalled the seat. So you might have been able to make a note of where the seat was prior. That gap wasn't as large, and it's down just a little bit more on the front. So let's take our tape measure again and check our measurement. So I guess I should have done this maybe with a level, because I swear it doesn't seem like it dropped very much. I think it's right in 34 where it was. I mean, if it did drop, it's darn near minimal to me. All right, well, let's just see what's up. So put the old bumpers in the box, set the box aside, so, put the seat back on, take All right, so I'm gonna drop the bike off the center stand and just stand over and kind of see, does it seem like it's lower? It sure looks lower in the front. I don't know that it seems like. All right, so I'm wearing tennis shoes. I'm not wearing my Revit, my real riding boots. But that does feel lower. So I wouldn't say it's a huge difference. Seems, but it does seem better. It does seem lower. Are my boots out here? My boots are not out here. Let me go get my boots. I will try it with my boots and we'll see what the, I'm not flat-footed. I've never been flat-footed, even on the low. I'm about 5'7", 30 inch inseam roughly. So I've always kind of been a little, balls of the feet, you know, pretty decent, which was pretty good considering everything else. I came off of V-Strom. I had put lowering links on it. I'm pretty new. I've only been around about a year. So, you know, I want to be on the ground, personally. I want feet on the ground if I can help it, you know. That's a very unsettling feeling, especially if you're trying to ride dirt and gravel, you know what I mean? And all of a sudden, you know, you're trying to, you know, put a foot down, or you're on a gravelly section, you know, and you're like, oh goodness, I mean, you're already a little sketched to begin with, you know what I mean? You're dealing with a heavy bike, and now your foot's sliding on gravel, and you're only on the balls of your feet. Super awesome. So just sitting on the seat, I'm just trying to feel, if we drop 10 millimeters in the front, does the seat feel like it's tilted forward? Now, obviously, I'm just on the center stand. I can't really tell, or excuse me, not on the center stand. I'm on the side stand now at this moment. Doesn't feel uncomfortable to me. I mean, I don't really have a lot. Generally, my left knee would give me more problem before my rear end would. I come from a long cycling background, though, so maybe my rear end is kind of toughened up from years of that. I don't know. I generally don't have a lot of butt pain is what I'm trying to get. So as long as the seat remains somewhat level, I don't really have a lot of problems with sliding around on this seat anyway. I think the seat's pretty decent, me personally. I have looked at seats mainly for the seat dropping, not from a seat comfort. All right, well anyway, enough talking. Let me go get my boots and see how the Standover is with boots. Alrighty, so I went and got my boots. I want to do a video on these Revit Pioneer. These are the brand new, well, I don't know how brand new they are. They're brand new to me. H2O version, so they're not the OutDry. This is a newer waterproof membrane that's unique, I guess, to Revit. It's not Gore-Tex, it's not OutDry. It's their H2O membrane, and they've got this BOA dial on the front. I've only probably got about 1,000 miles on these boots, so I probably don't have them broke in. But they're already pretty comfortable. I like the BOA. I've had that on my cycling shoes for years. Really liked it in that instance. Dealer talked these up quite a bit, so I purchased them because, well, I'm a gadget geek, I guess, to some extent, and then they also just looked comfortable. I had a pair of Forma Adventure full-on boots. Don't know that I really like that full up the calf kind of fit. I don't know that I'm all about that. I kind of like this mid-height, I think, a little bit better. So anyway, so you just push the dial in and then start reeling it down. To release, you just pull the dial out. Pretty cool. Like I said, I'll do a video on these later on. This isn't a video on boots. This is a video on, is the bike Standover any better? Alrighty, cool. Boots are on. Let's give it a shot. Okay. Darn near flat-footed. Heel is off just a little. I think it's probably lower, but you know, I hadn't really thought of this till now, but if you lower the front mounting point 10 millimeters, with it being really kind of on an angle, I mean, even though you drop the front 10, you're probably sitting in the center. So is the net effect 5 millimeters? I don't know that I think the effect is really full 10 millimeters, which, you know, 25.4 is an inch. So are we a good third to a half an inch is what you would be thinking. Probably more like a quarter in real life, probably. Not a huge difference. It does feel better. Pretty close to flat-footed now. I was pretty close to begin with. I wasn't off a whole lot. Frankly, I wonder if I shouldn't just try it right quick, just to do a real world. Let's just do that while we're here in YouTube land. We can make anything happen in YouTube land. They do make this adjustment quick on the BMW. I will agree. I will give them that. Super duper fast. So bam, bam. Let's just take these off. Set these in the cubby hole back here because we're going to be reinstalling. Feel confident. Bumpers back on. Back in the low position. Take the key out just so you don't break it off in the key core. That would be awesome. Or in the cylinder. Ooh, okay. So this is back to low with a stock comfort seat. And I can tell a difference. So I just went from Wunderlich seat adjustment installed back to how it was factory OEM, and I can tell a difference actually. My heel is probably, maybe it is 10 millimeters. Shoot, I don't know. But it is quantifiable now that I'm sitting on it now currently, OEM, and I just came off the Wunderlich seat adjustment. Yes, it is higher in this position. I don't know if other people have this problem, but I have a bad habit of at stoplights, I'm kind of like keeping my weight off the bike, which actually makes the standover worse. It's like, just rest on the bike, dude. Like, let the suspension sag and get your feet closer to the ground. So yes, with my right foot fully flat, my left heel is maybe an inch. I mean, I'm eyeballing from up here. Let me just go ahead and flip it back real quick to the Wonderlich low. We'll do the exact same thing because I think I'm probably half that gap, I'm guessing. So maybe it is 10 millimeters. Let's try it. We need some James Bond or some really cool like theme music. My theme music would probably be Big Bang Theory if I had theme music. So let's put the lows on here and see how that does. This didn't go back together last time. There it goes. Okay. So right foot flat. Yeah, maybe it's 5, maybe it's 10. It's one of those. But that's definitely lower. So I'll have to ride it, see how it works out in terms of angle. You know, is it angled too far down in the front? Do you slide forward? I don't know. I like to ride up on the gas tank anyway. I think it kind of nestles you in there. So anyway, I'll give a ride report after I get an opportunity to ride this and see how it is. But yes, it did lower it. Feels more comfortable right off the get-go. So we'll see. Thank you for tuning in.